Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Climate Pledge Arena. The Kraken and Stars getting set to wrap up their season series. Schwartz behind the net. There's a pass in front. Scores! 62 seconds in. Kako puts the Kraken up.
Fourth and final meeting this season between the Seattle Kraken and the Vancouver Canucks.
Retaken by Eberle. He's in with room. Eberle scores! McCann drags it. Burakovsky scores a beauty! Burakovsky! Hughes is calling for it. He'll sling one off the court twice. Joey Daccord has his second shutout of this season.
The final meeting of the season, the Seattle Kraken and the San Jose Sharks.
Now McCann right in. He scores! A beautiful goal right down Broadway. Now Larson out in front. They score! Burakovsky!
The Kraken are currently on their last road trip of the year. The team is nearing the end of its season and trying to make the most of every game. Welcome to Kraken Home Ice. On tonight's episode, Captain Jordan Eberle shares how this season has shaped him as a player and challenged him as a leader. Another seasoned vet, Andre Burakovsky, is a one-of-a-kind athlete and teammate. We're learning more about being Berkey. And goalie Joey Daccord is mic'd up. We get an inside look into his in-practice chirping. On Monday, it was round 2 of Seattle and the Stars. The Kraken started strong, scoring just over a minute into the game. Jaden Schwartz to Kako right down the middle. Great looking play, and Kako bangs it home for a 1-0 lead. 90 seconds later, the Stars tie it up. Dallas goes on to score 2 more unanswered goals, and the Kraken lose 3-1. Monday was also a milestone night for Kako. He set a career high in points with his 14th goal of the season. His 41 points are tied for 4th among all Kraken skaters. With Monday's goal, Kako is 4 goals from his career high of 18, set in the 2022-23 season with the Rangers.
I think just like play my game more. I feel I'm still like I can do something in the O-zone. I think my game is over there and you know, I can score goals and maybe find somebody else for a good chance. So I think that's still my game, and maybe that's something I can prove myself, like I still can make something over there.
The Kraken shut down the Canucks on Wednesday night. Mikey Eberle got the team started. He steals the puck at center ice, makes a quick cut, shows off his speed, and buries it for a 1-0 lead. Then in the second period, Chandler Stevenson gets the puck and snaps it over the shoulder of goalie Thatcher Demko. The Kraken take a 3-0 lead to the third and put it away. Great pass by Jared McCann to Andre Burakovsky, and he smacks it in. Adam Larson adds another as the Kraken win it 5-0. Joey Daccord finishes the night with 25 saves for his second shutout of the season.
There goes Joey though.
Oh boy, boys, great effort. I mean, I know it's always a team result, so thanks for the effort and great blocks, and let's keep rolling.
Jordan Eberle has had an unconventional season. He was named captain to start the year, but 17 games into it, he suffered a rare pelvic injury, forcing him to miss significant time. Now he's back playing like no time was lost at all. Brianna Vasquez talked to Ebbs about his growth as a captain and a player this season.
Jordan Eberle leads by example, whether it's his tenacity on the ice,
They score! Captain Clutch comes through.
or professionalism off of it. In his 15 years in the league, Ebbs has never had a season quite like this one. The captain was off to a hot start when 17 games into the season, he crashed into the boards and suffered a rare pelvis injury.
Jordan Eberle is down in collision with Connor.
Ebbs missed 40 games, just shy of half the season.
I think that's the hardest part is when you get hurt, especially being away. You're not at the rink and you're not, going through the games and the ups and downs. So it's nice to be back and feeling that again.
Ebbs has now played in more games coming out of his injury than he did before. The captain was injured early on in the season, so he was forced to support his team from the sideline.
Obviously, a big high in coming in and feeling really good to start the year, starting off well, and then having this injury, and then coming back and trying to get back, and then feeling good again. it just kind of, it molds you a little bit as a person.
Now the injury is a distant memory. Since his return on February 22nd, it's been clear Ebbs was a missing piece to the Kraken roster.
Set up by Eberle again. Great passes.
Since being healthy, he's scored 3 goals and 8 assists.
I think the biggest thing is you kind of have to play for the guy next to you, and you don't want to let him down. You want to show that, if you care this much at this time of the year, what it's going to feel like next year.
This season, Eberle has proved time and time again he has what it takes to lead, and he has the respect of his teammates.
When you have the respect of guys and you're able to tell them things that maybe they don't want to hear, but in a good way, in a positive way that you can do it, and trying to show them that you're just trying to have their back.
Ebbs wears the C on his chest, but gives a lot of credit to the other leaders who surround him.
Jaden Schwartz comes to mind right away. He's a guy who's won a cup. He's been around. I think everyone has his respect. I mean, guys who are new like Montour, who have a voice in this room, Vince Dunn, Adam Larsson.
His message to the team going into the end of the season is the same message he's been telling them for the last month and a half.
Not making this a waste, not making it something where we just, wait for the season to end and try and pick up next year. This has always been about the last month, starting now so that we can find some traction and feel good about what we're going to do next year.
Up next, head coach Dan Bylsma shares his hopes for the team as the season winds down. And we'll go behind the mask at a Kraken practice. Goalie Joey Daccord is mic'd up.
Nothing there.
Smiley.
Unique.
Unique. Funny.
Wow, they're charismatic.
Cute. Troll.
Troll. Legend.
As the Kraken near the end of the season, head coach Dan Bylsma has been more than impressed with his team's effort. They're coming off a shutout of the Canucks, and we asked Dan, when a shutout is within reach in the final minutes, does it become a goal?
It's like a no-hitter. I think whether you're superstitious or justitious a little bit, I think it's pretty much a written rule that you don't say, hey, let's get the shutout. Having said that, by the 12-minute mark of the third, the chatter on the bench and amongst the guys and from the coaches is, let's play this one for Joey and let's get the shutout.
Joey Daccord has his second shutout of this season.
There's kind of vague terms and things that you are talking about on the bench, but I would say 4 or 5 instances on the bench where closing out that game to get the goose egg.
That's Kraken hockey, baby. What a night in Vancouver.
You killed 2 penalties in the first 7 minutes against the Vancouver Canucks. We talk about the power play and how potent it can be. We rarely ever talk about the penalty kill unit. What makes a good penalty kill unit? Guys have to be in great shape.
Yeah. Well, a combination of a couple things. I think, they always say your best penalty killer needs to be your goaltender. It's denying the seam passes, it's denying the back doors, it's denying the one-timers that a team might be looking for.
With a shot tip denied by Daccord.
And letting the goalie know this is where the shot's going to come from and he can be ready for the save. A huge part of the penalty kill too is just the controlled aggressiveness that you can put on a power play. Zone entry that denies them access to the plays in zone, in their sets that they're trying to achieve.
He telegraphs the pass broken up by Chandler Stevenson.
And that takes controlled aggression because it's not just put pressure on a power play, and that can lead to some saves that are unexpected. It's pushing as a 4-man unit, pushing the puck and being aggressive on a puck.
Garland bottled up by Ty Cartier.
To push the puck into areas where they can't make good plays or are reduced to low-risk plays, and then kill it and get it down the ice.
Let's talk about your roster. This time of year, you've had kind of an influx of younger players. As a head coach, you got your regulars out there. How tough is it to spread the wealth a little bit, give everybody the minutes that they need, and keep everybody happy?
It's a challenge from the team standpoint, from the veteran standpoint, from the young player standpoint. We want to win every game that we're we have to play, and that's their mindset. As a coach, with some influx of younger players, they need opportunity to show what they can do as well, and that, for a Yanni Newman, that's on the power play on the flank, and that means someone else is not going to be there. So you have to manage that. You have to give the players, the young players, and some players that have been on a roster, new opportunities to grow into what they can be. But that's part of becoming a good team as well. That's part of something that happens from the start of the season on. Just a little bit different challenge at the end of the year.
Well, at the end of the year, you guys are out of the playoff hunt, but you've got some guys still giving 100% out there. They're loving the effort from this team, and I think that's a credit to you as a head coach and the culture that you've built here. Do you take some pride in the way this team is staying together down the stretch?
A great deal, I think, and that the credit for that goes really to the guys in that room and the leadership in that room. And we've looked at the deadline. We obviously saw the movement of the deadline that Ron had for our team, but that's a little bit of an indication of where we were at in the season and our potential of making the playoffs. And the guys, really led by Jordan Eberle, his return, from his great injury, made it a point to finish the season out with something to prove and something to show about how we play, about who we are as people and character and individuals, and the Seattle Kraken. And I think the way we've played in the last 18 games says a lot about the guys in that room.
That's Kraken hockey, baby.
Kraken prospect Berkely Catton was named to the WHL Western Conference All-Star First Team. The Spokane Chiefs captain finished third in WHL scoring with 109 points in 57 games. Catton was named WHL Player of the Week twice this season and was also recognized as the Player of the Month for February.
From the start of the year right till now, we've been awesome. So, being a leader on this team isn't too hard because everyone, leads.
Kraken prospect Tyson Jugnoth was also named to the WHL Western Conference First Team. The Portland Winterhawk led all defensemen in scoring with 89 points in 65 games. In his 11 years in the league, Andre Burakovsky has learned a lot along the way. Next, we're getting a look into the mind of 95.
You get a little bit of everything. It's like a big fruit salad.
And in this week's shootout, the players share which of their teammates they'd trust to be their emergency contact.
Assist of the Week is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
McCann with right, and Burakovsky. McCann drags it. Burakovsky scores a beauty!
The assist of the week goes to Jared McCann. He had a hand in 3 of the 5 goals in Wednesday's shutout of the Canucks. His top assist of the night came in the final minutes of the second period. McCann leaves the puck for Shane Wright. He gets a great look and sends it over the goalie's shoulder and in. Over 11 NHL seasons, Andre Burakovsky has grown from a prospect to a clutch playoff performer and a seasoned veteran. His unique personality and playful spirit has made him a one-of-a-kind player and teammate. Piper Shaw gives us a look at what it's like being Berkey.
He's Berkey. That's kind of just a goof.
I think this is going to Berkey because he was flying all night even when we were.
Feels nice winning, boys. Let's do this more often.
Burakovsky score!
Andre Burakovsky was born in Austria, but raised in his father's Swedish hometown.
Hi, this is the mayor of Malmö, Andre Burakovsky.
He moved to North America when he was a teenager to play for the Erie Otters of the OHL, a shift that pushed him to adjust not only his way of life as he knew it.
I think language, culture, food, driving, that you could turn on red. That's not something we have at home.
But also his game.
Overall, from where I came from, I played pro in Sweden, but this was junior and I played pro in Sweden, but I also played junior at the same time in Sweden, and it was a very big difference. All of a sudden you had 5,000 people watching from when I played home in Sweden. In junior we had maybe 100. It was a big adjustment. You kind of came in a little bit more to that pro hockey feeling a little bit. But that was very like cool, and that helped me to make it to the next step.
That next step would be onto the ice of the National Hockey League after he was drafted 23rd overall by the Washington Capitals in 2013. It didn't take long for Andre to step into the limelight, scoring his first NHL goal in his NHL debut.
Bang! Bang! It didn't take long for Andre Burakovsky.
Burakovsky was a consistent contributor for the 5 seasons that he spent with the Caps, and key in their 2018 playoff run and Stanley Cup win, which he shared with current teammates Chandler Stevenson and Philip Grubauer.
We went to the rink where I started to play hockey and kind of let the city be a part of it. I mean, those are days that you're gonna remember your whole life.
And he kept lighting the league up after being traded to the Colorado Avalanche in 2019 with both his shot and his charisma. His role was bigger with the Avs, and he proved himself to be a difference-making playmaker once again, registering a 20-goal season, winning his second Stanley Cup, and becoming increasingly popular with fans league-wide.
Score! Burakovsky! And game 1 goes to the Avs!
It takes so much, but everyone needs to be on the same page. You can't have guys that are maybe complaining about maybe they don't have as big as a role as they did during the regular season. I mean, everyone needs to pull their rope the same way and just absolutely work the hardest every day, because it's such a tough game when it comes down to it, and it's hard to win. Yeah, everyone needs to be at their absolute top too.
Fresh off his 2022 Cup win with the Avalanche, the playful playmaker brought his experience and his charm to the Seattle Kraken's locker room.
Berkey is one of the most compassionate teammates I've ever had, really. You know, he tends to, you know, he's kind of the jokester in the locker room. He makes you laugh and keeps things light. But ultimately, you watch us compete, and the way he plays, his skill level.
He's funny. He's so easygoing as well. He's, you know, just kind of the team cartoon, I guess.
Well, everything I have, and it's what everyone likes. Coming in, and we have a good atmosphere, and we make jokes, and we have fun with each other. And then when we go on the ice, you become serious, and when you get off the ice, we let it loose again and have fun. You get a little bit of everything. It's like a big like fruit salad. Everyone is different, but at the same time we're kind of in the same way, and that's what's making it fun. That's why we can have all this happy talk and all the chirps and the good times when we're off the ice.
During the season, players are together a majority of the time. So when it comes to someone being there for them, they clearly have choices. In this week's shootout, we asked who on the team they would trust as an emergency contact.
Oh, Ebbs. Easy. Shane Ryan. He's a good guy. Schwartzy. Not Riker.
Are you kidding?
Sorry, Bob.
I'm going to go with Schwartzy because very responsible.
Wow, good question. Jordan Eberle, for sure.
It'd probably be Jaden Schwartz. They'd be the second oldest guy. I'm the oldest, he's the second, so yeah, him.
More to come on Kraken Home Ice. Joey Daccord is mic'd up.
Salt of the earth people, you know, goalies.
Goalie Joey Daccord does most of his talking between the pipes. But have you ever wondered what he's saying to his teammates? We mic'd up Joey at practice.
Whoa! What is that tape job?
Oh! New skates.
Careful now. You rat. Wow. Thanks, Stevie. So what, 2 shots and then a point shot? Nothing there. It's a good save. It's a really good save. Ow. Oh, that sucks. It's a real good glove. Quick glove, you might say. Quick. I'll stay away from there. Chopper, I wasn't paying attention. What is it?
It is a competition.
Competition for how slow.
You don't have to play the puck. You just need to stop the black thing.
Okay, but it's which forwards can skate the slowest or what? Good save. Oh, nice, Rick. Good job. Good save, Jimmy. Ooh, good job. How about Muzz? Oh,
What a save. Great job, Fleur. Oh, good save. Must be the haircut.
Salt of the earth people, you know, goalies.
And then I saw him pass it this way, and I went, uh-oh. And I just slid over and stretched out, and he buried it right into me. Sorry. Ew! Nice play, Caps. Low glove, eh? Low glove. That's bread basket. That's bread basket. Berkey, 2 passes to change. Okay. Hi! Here. Go! We good, Stevie? Yeah, man. I'm gonna get some rest.
Yeah, get out of here.
Kraken Fan Appreciation Week starts on Monday. Throughout the week, there will be daily giveaways. Make sure to check the Seattle Kraken's social media accounts to participate. You could win tickets to the final home game against the Kings and maybe a game-worn jersey. And is there a player that stood out to you this season? You have until Sunday night to cast your vote and help decide which player takes home this season's coveted Fan Favorite Award. Vote at the Seattle Kraken website under Team Awards. Last year's fan favorite was Joey Daccord. The Kraken Community Iceplex is where many young skaters first develop their hockey skills, and the interest is growing all the way to Alaska. Anchorage is home to one of the Kraken's Learn to Play programs. This fall will be the 3rd session of the program in Alaska. These sessions are an extension of what's offered in Seattle. The Learn to Play programs generally run for about 8 weeks and, on top of instruction, include a full set of free hockey equipment for each skater. Last week, one of the kids from Alaska was flown out to Seattle with his family. Partners of the Kraken, Primera Blue Cross, were able to make it possible for Aramis to go to his very first Kraken game.
It's my first time watching the Kraken play. Really excited. I worked really hard to earn this shit. So just playing really hard and working really hard.
We worked really closely with our partners at Bristol Bay Native Corporation and Primera to make it so that we're getting kids through this program with financial assistance, which we haven't been able to do as much in that market, and so we're really, really thankful for that help. The community has been so excited. They're huge Kraken fans up in Alaska, and so we really love to lean in when we can.
Coming up at Climate Pledge Arena, it's Fight Night on Friday. The WWE SmackDown is taking over the arena. Then, on Saturday, the Kraken are back in town playing the Blues. It's one of your last chances to see the team play at home this season. The Kraken wrap up their current road trip Thursday, and then it's back home to close out the season. And that'll do it for this episode of Kraken Home Ice. Thank you for looking in. We'll see you next week.
Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross.